If you are ready to learn how to get rid of hoarseness as soon as possible so that you can sing again, then stay tuned, because in this video I am talking about hoarse voice remedy for singers. You will also learn how to sing with a hoarse voice so that you don't harm your voice even more. Keep on watching and I will be right back. Hi and welcome. If you are seeing me for the first time, I am Katarina from How to Improve Singing, and here on this channel I share tips on how to use your voice in a healthy and efficient way. So if you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell notification below this video. Before I start, I would like to know, what do you do when you suddenly get sick and you have to sing? Do you have any tips on how to cure hoarseness fast? Comment down below. We all get sick from time to time. And from my own experience, somehow we often get sick in the worst time possible. When you are struck by a virus or bacteria, your voice can be affected too. You may suffer from laryngitis, which is an inflammation of the larynx. During laryngitis, the most superficial layer of the vocal folds gets compromised, which means that the vocal folds cannot vibrate normally. The vocal folds become pink, red, irritated, and swollen. Sound production may be difficult or even painful. The voice is hoarse, croaky, or breathy. By the way, laryngitis is the most common cause of hoarseness. So, let's answer the first question. Is singing with laryngitis possible? And the answer is yes. It is possible, but not ideal. And here is the reason why. When you get an infection such as common cold or flu, and the viruses or bacteria affect your voice, your vocal folds become swollen. The structure of the vocal folds changes, they become thicker and less flexible, and therefore your voice will sound hoarse and deeper than usual. You will require more effort to set the vocal folds into vibration and produce a clear voice. It means that you will need to strain your voice to make your vocal folds close properly. And this puts additional stress on already compromised vocal folds. However, it is possible, and many singers go on and sing in spite of being sick. They may be even able to sing well through the whole concert, but then lose the voice after the performance. That is because the vocal folds reach the maximum threshold, what they can withstand. And at this point, the vocal folds are so swollen that they cannot vibrate anymore. So, how to get rid of laryngitis overnight, or at least as soon as possible? There are no drugs or exercises to cure hoarseness quickly. Your vocal folds need 3 things to repair themselves. Number 1, time. The first few days are the worst. Your voice is hoarse, it's almost impossible to talk or sing, your throat hurts, and you may have a hard time swallowing. But these symptoms should subside within a few days. However, your voice may not sound normal for another week or 2 because it takes longer for the vocal folds to get back into their original shape. Viral infections simply need to run their course. Bacterial infections may require a course of antibiotics, so visit your doctor to see how to deal with your infection. In the initial stages, you may need to use some medication, such as painkillers, but many of these drugs for common colds have adverse effects on voice. For example, aspirin may reduce swelling, but it also increases the risk of bleeding. So if you decide to take aspirin, avoid sudden and high-impact vocal behaviors, including high-energy singing or prolonged excessive voice use. Also, if you are going to sing, Avoid local anesthetics like numbing throat sprays, medicated cough syrups, or lozenges. When your throat is numb, you can easily overuse your voice and cause further injury. Decongestants have a drying effect on your body, including the vocal folds. If you are taking them to help with a runny nose, increase your water intake to make up for this side effect. There are some non-medicated lozenges that provide good throat lubrication for singers to help you make a good and informed decision when choosing the best throat lozenges for you. Click here to download a cheat sheet with information about different types of lozenges. Number 2, rest. Rest is important not just for your voice, but for your whole body too. Rest as much as possible. I believe that sleep is the best doctor, and it definitely helps you get back to normal as soon as possible. Also, decrease vocal use and demands on your voice during the initial stages. Let other people talk during this time. Choose activities that do not require your voice, like reading a book or watching a movie. You don't need to be quiet all the time. Talk when you need to. Just try to decrease demands on your voice during this time. Number 3, water and air. Yes, hydration is the way to go. This rule applies even more when it comes to a hoarse singing voice and laryngitis. It may be painful to swallow initially, and therefore you may be avoiding drinking. Keep those vocal folds hydrated because dry vocal folds are more susceptible to vocal injuries. Also, if your body produces extra mucus and phlegm, which is more viscous and thicker than normal, hydration helps to thin the mucus down. Additionally, some drugs can have a drying effect, so you need to counteract this effect too. So drink sufficient amounts of fluids, humidify your bedroom, and steam your voice. Bonus tip. Often when you get sick, you find yourself coughing and clearing your throat due to increased production of mucus. Try to minimize these abusive behaviors because they bring the vocal folds together in a very forceful way and compromise them even more. I know, it's easier said than done. If you need to cough, you need to cough. But you can use saline sprays and saline nasal irrigation systems or salt water for gargling to reduce the amount of mucus from your nose and throat, which will lessen the need for coughing and throat clearing. So, in summary, emergency vocal remedy for singers includes lots of fluids like water, warm teas with lemon, honey, or ginger, vocal rest, steam, good nasal hygiene, and sleep. This is the best way to heal a singing hoarse voice. Some singers have to sing during the first few days of laryngitis. Sometimes the decision whether to sing or not is very difficult. Sometimes it's not even possible. But if you decide to sing with a hoarse voice, bear in mind that you will be singing with a different technique, more forceful and strained in order to produce a clear sound. You will be using more effort and you'll be pushing more than usual. Make sure that you don't continue using this unhealthy technique after the sickness goes away. If you can, cancel or reschedule your vocal commitments to give your voice a chance to heal properly. If you are not sure what to do, speak to a doctor to get a professional opinion and help. If you experience hoarseness for longer than 2 weeks, it is time to talk to a voice specialist. Visit an ENT, ear, nose, or throat doctor who can look at your vocal folds and assess their structure and function. Now you know how to deal with hoarseness. If you like this video, please click the like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to check out my other videos right here below. And I hope to see you soon.